President Trump has apparently taken General Haftar at his word that he'll push out the militias allied to the government and bring democracy to Libya. Critics say the apparent reversal of support for the UN-recognized government could have major implications. Joining me to discuss all this in our Washington studio is Hafed Al Ghwell, Senior Fellow at the Foreign Policy Institute at Johns Hopkins University. Hafed, welcome to our program. I have to begin with this phone conversation between President Trump and General Haftar, praising him for his significant role in fighting terrorism. Of course, we should set the stage and say this is the general whose troops are fighting the UN internationally recognized government in Tripoli. Is this a reversal in U.S. policy, and why would the Trump administration do this?
Well, I don't think the Trump administration institutionally was aware of this call. I think the president, as usual, unfortunately, exercises some very bad judgment and makes and sort of throws all American foreign policy up in the air. The government in Tripoli is recognized by the United States, and the United States, up until last week, kept on insisting that Haftar needs to be pushed back. In fact, the Secretary of State called Haftar forces as Haftar's militias on Fox News only last week, which is the truth. I mean, the reality is you have two armies in Libya fighting each other. Both of them are made up of militias, the one for the UN-recognized government, the one that is in the east is supporting Haftar. Both have a lot of extremist elements in them. Haftar has leaders that are wanted by the international court and indicted.
So how much is this going to embolden Haftar and his forces? It's going to empower him even more, isn't it?
Well, it did. The last 2 days, he has engaged foreign drones, including UAE-supplied planes, against targets in Tripoli. However, he seems to have been losing over the last 2 days, as Reuters yesterday pointed out. Its reporters on the ground said that the government's troops have pushed him out further from Tripoli. I think Haftar is not going to be able to win this battle.
But what does the U.S. want out of this? What is their end game here? Well,
the U.S. wanted for the last 8 years, engaged in all of the process of the UN, has supported it consistently, has supported the formation of this government.
Changed.
Exactly. And the thing that changes is, I mean, we got used to Trump throwing these kind of wrenches in U.S. policy. He did so on Russia, he did it on North Korea, he did it on Syria, he did it with Turkey, Venezuela, you name it. I mean, this is a president that decides in the middle of the night to pick up the phone and throw everything that the U.S. policymakers are making.
Well, Haftar, at this point, what is the likelihood of a common strategy in Libya? And would you describe what's happening there right now? Are we already in a civil war?
We are. Libya has been in a civil war since 2011. It heats up for a period of time. It calms down. We are now in one of the most extreme periods. I personally think that what Haftar has done is going to end up splitting the country into two. I think the damage he has created, the animosity he has created, especially at the people of Tripoli. I mean, you have to understand, a lot of the people in Tripoli and around it are not fond of the international process. However, when Haftar attacked their homes and their city, they all rallied to defeat him. So I think he is now coming up against a very, very strong popular will of the city itself. And that's where I think he's going to lose.
And of course, the humanitarian situation is a conversation for another time.
Absolutely. That's the worst part.
Hafed Al Ghwell, thank you so much.
Thank you, Asieh, very much.